With Facebook ad costs rising and tracking becoming an absolute nightmare, today I want to dive deep into the #1 alternative traffic source that I've been using for years to scale my dropshipping brands to over $500,000. That's right, the best way to get cheap eyeballs onto your website is contacting those pesky 500,000, 2 million follower niche pages that have cultivated an audience that we can leverage in order to grow our websites. And today, we're gonna talk about how to make your Instagram professional. We're gonna talk about how to find these profitable influencers, how to message them, how to negotiate with them, and how to create stunning Instagram ads that convert like crazy. All right, so just setting some rules for this video. The influencer shades are gonna stay on periodically throughout the video, but for now, we're gonna cover the blueprint to printing money with Instagram influencers. Now, the first thing you need to know is how to find these influencers. So let's talk about the best way to find profitable Instagram influencers to scale your e-commerce brand. Now, the best way on Instagram is using the Snowball method. Now, this is a method where you look up a specific keyword in your niche. That could be fitness, that could be cats, that could be spiritual kitchen, anything that relates to your actual niche. And let's say, for instance, we're doing spiritual. We're doing our spiritual crystal pyramids. Now, we're gonna find an anchoring page with at least 100,000 followers. You can be a little lenient, it could be 50,000, 20,000, but you wanna have a good page that you would personally reach out to. Now, this page right here, definitely getting enough likes for me, 3,000, yep. And the next step, this is important, click that little arrow to the right and you'll see all these related pages that you can hit up for advertising purposes. This is a great snowball way. You find one good page and it snowballs and you find a million more that you can advertise on. Now, the second best way to find profitable Instagram influencers for your e-commerce brand is the hashtag method. Now, let's say we're looking up a specific keyword in our niche and that keyword is cats. So we'll just do hashtag cats. Now, once we do that, we're gonna find a bunch of these top posts, the ones with the most engagement that we can find for these pages. Now, let's say, oh my God, these are some cute kitties. We got some little pussies here. We like pussies, but the cat kind. Keep it real. So we're scrolling down here. We got little Louie right here, 4,000 followers. Now, maybe this doesn't interest you, but we click on the right arrow and we can find a bunch of other bigger pages that are very related. So these are actual personal accounts for cats. Man, I feel bad for people that actually run these accounts. That is a little bit too obsessive for me. Get your own life. But you know what? More happy, more power to you. Now, let's say we just look up the word cats and we find a good anchoring page right here. Now, this page, tons of engagement, tons of followers. We do the same method, clicking that right arrow, and we'll find other huge pages that we can reach out to for advertising. So now that you know how to find profitable Instagram influencers, we need to talk about everything you need to know when you're messaging and negotiating. Now, the first thing is the audience's location. A lot of great niche pages have thousands of followers, hundreds of thousands of followers, but when you pop open the hood, when you enter their home and it looks so great on the outside, you see a few things. You see shoddy infrastructure. You see flooring that's rising. You're seeing showers that don't work. You see cockroaches running around and making families and making babies, and you realize, oh my God, this is an absolute shithole. So when you're analyzing and talking to these pages, you need to know where are the followers from, because if they're from Russia, India, Brazil, and other third world countries, they're most likely fake, or they're broke. So if you see over 50% of their audience from their main countries is from third world countries and those other ones I just mentioned, run away. That's an immediate red flag. You're just not gonna be advertising to the right audience. And you should be looking for pages that have followers from the USA, from the UK, Australia, Canada, the big for English speaking and other European countries as well. Now, another way to really spot these fake followers is impressions on the recent posts. Now, this is something else you need to know. So when we're looking at the recent posts and stories, because again, a page could have 1 million followers, but if it gets 1,000 likes, they're gonna charge a price for millions of followers when really all you're getting is those 1,000 likes. And there might be other pages that have 10,000 followers but get 2,000 likes. So they get more engagement and it's a more real and authentic audience. So you wanna pick that page because they're gonna most likely be cheaper. So when you're actually looking at the most important metric, which is impressions, don't worry about followers. You wanna aim for $1 to $4 per 1,000 impressions. So if an influencer is getting 10,000 impressions on their post, you're probably paying around $10 to $40 for that post. If it's a niche page, if it's a personal influencer, it's gonna be a little more expensive for sure. And this depends on the niche as well. So if it's a fitness theme page, they're super in demand, so they can charge a lot more because they get a lot more business. But if it's more of a sleep niche page, they're gonna be charging less because they're just not getting as much business. They need you more than I need them. It's a whole power dynamic struggle going on. Now, the next thing you need to know is the engagement rate. This is a great way to tell if their followers are fake or they're just not that active of a page. It's a dead page and you don't want to advertise on a dead page. Now with this, you want to look at the comments. So are there comments generic like, wow, cool, or I just made $24,000 by investing into Mr. Kawasaki, or some hot stripper that's talking about crypto or something like that. If you're noticing a lot of comments like that, the followers are fake. Do not work with that page. Now, a lot of pages are gonna have bot comments. That does happen, but you want the majority of the comments to be real and at least a 1 to 2% engagement rate. So if they get 100,000 followers, you want the post to at least get 1,000 likes. Now, the last thing you want to worry about is the gender and age of the audience. If you're advertising something that's more for adult men and the page has just 15 to 20-year-old kawaii little girls on it, you don't want to advertise on that page. You want to be looking at this if it does matter. Now, most products you can advertise to all types of ages and all types of gender, but if you're doing, let's say, makeup and that's more for young women, and when you look at the hood and the insights say, hey, our page is 25 to 34 males, 70% of it, then you're not going to advertise with that page. So that's the last thing you really want to look at, age and gender, to make sure it's aligned with your target audience. Now, before we get into messaging the influencers that we find, we need to make sure our Instagram page looks presentable. So let's go into that right now. Now, we're going to put our logo as the profile photo. You already know what to do. Name is our brand, Zen Galaxy. Username is Zen Galaxy with 2 Y's because the first one wasn't available. Underscores, you can try dots. So I could have done Zen.Galaxy, but that stuff wasn't available, so sometimes, you know, your luck just isn't there. Now, for the website, we're gonna put our actual website, of course, in our bio, zengalaxy.net. And for this is usually emojis. A lot of people follow the bullet point emoji format. So I made a quick little bio that we can check out, which is handmade spiritual crafts. And you can do stuff like worldwide free shipping. You can do over 1,000 happy customers. You can do a bunch of different things depending on your niche. So I like to make the first sentence something that is personalized to my niche. So this could be handmade spiritual crafts. This can be perfect bags for women across the world, or women's accessories for the boss and you, stuff like that. So just one little nice sentence, and then once we have that, our bio is looking nice and good, and we got some bot followers as well. So I'm gonna tell you where I actually buy my followers and buy likes, because no one is gonna buy from an Instagram page that has 5 followers. Personally, I buy my followers from buzzoid.com. You can get 1,000 for only $13. It's an absolute steal. And I get some people are like, well, that's gonna kill your engagement rate and you won't be able to grow organically. But man, 1,000 followers is really not a whole lot. And when you're advertising, you naturally are gonna get more followers and fans. So 1,000 really isn't that bad. And again, you can't deposit likes or followers into your bank account. If you're trying to grow a normal, boring theme page and not a business, sure, don't buy followers and don't buy likes, but when you're growing a business, organic really doesn't matter as much as you think. And it takes a lot more work to grow organically than it does with setting up a winning paid ad. Now, for automatic boost, this is how you can buy 100 likes, and it's only $10 per month to get 100 likes on all your posts. That's some free social proof. That's some great third-party social proof that you can use to make your brand look a lot more legitimate and credible when you're running ads with influencers and just with Facebook. Now, the last checklist for me is getting at least 9 posts, because having that 3 rows of content just looks so professional. Something psychologically, I don't know, 2 rows doesn't really do it for me. So for getting those great inspiration for posts, I just look at a lot of the brands that are already in my niche. I take inspiration from them. I don't even really write my own captions. I just look at what other people are doing. So I actually saved some great photos right here that we can post, and you can just sort of see what I'm doing here. So these are photos of my product with captions like this. Now, I like to have hashtags at the bottom of each one, but for now, really doesn't matter. So we get this post up. Now let's get another one going on just so you can see what that looks like. Now, this might be just a quote or something spiritual. So I looked at some niche pages and I saw what they were posting, and I do a lot of reposts because that's the stuff that gets a lot of engagement and makes you look like a real brand. All right, guys, so now that our Instagram is looking bougie as hell, I mean, god dang, look at that. The post looking good. Got the followers, got the bio. It's looking sexy as a mug. The next step is creating amazing ads before we reach out to our influencers, because you want to have that stuff ready and prepared. Now, in order to make money with Instagram niche pages, you need to know how to recreate the most popular and profitable Instagram ad format, and that is the classic photo or video of your product with the headline on top that's super relatable or funny. And if you're not great at that, don't worry, you can keep it very basic, and then have a Twitter response that basically says, I want this product, or this is the greatest product since sliced bread. I need this in my life now. Now, in order to really do this, if we're gonna break it down, you have a headline, you have a frame of your video and photo. It's not gonna stretch out to the whole Instagram post format, and then a fake tweet. Now, to do the headline, you're gonna add a heading. Now, I believe the closest alternative to the Helvetica Nuau that Instagram and Twitter use is Helveticish. That's what they got on Canva. It's their little non-copyright ripoff of it. So you're gonna type in whatever caption you want. So, super relatable caption here, blah, 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 blah. Now, the next step in recreating this ad framework is having the frame right here. So if you go into Canva and you go into the elements section, you can look up frames, and this is how you can do that same really cool effect. So you can have a square, and most people tend to do objects that don't have any sharp edges, so most people go with this one right here. Now you're gonna make those edges white so it just blends right in, and we'll just stretch this on out. Now we don't want this to cover the whole entire Instagram post. It just looks a lot better if you keep it sort of like this, and then you put in whatever photo for your product. So we just do nice and neat, and oh, that's looking pretty nice. Okay, time for positive energy and vibes only. Now, the last step we need is our fake tweet. So in order to do that, you're gonna go to a thing called tweetgen.com. So with tweetgen.com, you can make the perfect looking fake Twitter post that you can use in your Instagram ads. So this one right here, please can I get a pair? They look sick. It actually wasn't real. Can you believe that? Advertising lying to you? I never thought I would see the day. Ugh, people are stooping low. But for the profile photo, I just go to thispersondoesnotexist.com, and I think I'm gonna go for a young woman. So this one right here is totally fine, but you're gonna upload a profile photo. You just pick whatever generic name. So, we might do, let's say Heather. I'm feeling like a Heather today. Heather Mora. And then for the username, you typically want to do at Heather Mora, and then add one more letter just so it looks realistic. Now, most of these fake tweets are literally just, I want this product, or how can I get this product? Literally, I think this is the most common one I see. Where can my broke ass get one of these? So it's the most basic shit ever. Now, once you make your fake tweet, all you gotta do is click generate image. You can add a verification if you want. Personally, I don't think it's really necessary. So you click the save image just like this. You go onto Canva, you click upload media. Let me zoom right on out. We go to device, and then we upload, and bada bing, bada boom, you got your fake tweet just right there. So let's just scroll on down, and you're gonna make this full screen. So let's stretch it out, nice and neat, and then we're gonna just edit that right out, and bada bing, bada boom. That is looking really nice. Let me just move up our image. And that is how you make the Instagram ad format. So time for positive energy and vibes only. Then you got your little fake tweet at the bottom. Now, for some people, they like to make it fully centered. So they're gonna move this on over here, just shrink it on down a little, and they want the text to be totally centered. I do see that a lot. So if you wanna do that, that's perfectly fine with me. And then you can stretch your image or video out a little bit more. But let's say that you have a video ad for your product. Well, it's really simple as well. You just upload the video into Canva, you drag it into the frame, and bada bing, bada boom, that is how you make the amazing Instagram ad format for your Instagram niche page ads. It's that simple. The fake tweet, headline with a Helveticish, and then your frame with your video. Now let's talk about the best first message to send to any influencer to get their attention and get them working with you. Now, for me, when we go into the first message, I love to keep it simple and to the point. I'm going straight to business saying, what are your promo rates? Now, after you do this, a lot of these big influencers, because they get so many message requests, aren't gonna click on that because they get so many. So what you need to do to stand out is send a second message, which is business related. And if we go into my DMs right here, you can see I sent all these messages yesterday and got almost 0 replies. But when we add this one little message, business related, we add some fire emojis so that it stands out. Bada bing, bada boom, copy that multiple times. And then we're gonna send that on over. And that is basically like an email subject line. That's the preview of the message that these influencers see. And when they see that, that gets their curiosity going, and they're much more likely to open it. But here's the thing, after you send these 2 messages to get the influencer's attention, you wanna go to their most recent posts and comment, hey, @influencer, I sent you a DM, please check your messages. And that's all you gotta do for the highest chance of getting an influencer's attention if they don't have the email option already there. So you send them these 2 messages, then comment on the recent post, and that is how you're gonna get their attention, because a lot of the time they're not checking their DMs, but I can guarantee as an influencer who gets a lot of DMs, that comment I will see much more likelier than a DM. Now, when you're reaching out to personal page influencers, you can't have a generic first message, otherwise they're not gonna respond back. So for the first message, I do like to have a strategic framework that I can copy and paste a little bit. So I basically personalize the message by saying, hey, @influencer, or hey, Ian, we absolutely love your posts and amazing audience that you worked hard for. So complimenting them, gassing them up a little bit so they're more likely to work with you. Then we would love to pay you for promotion of our product. So just getting straight into business afterwards. So please let me know your rates and thoughts. Now, after we send that message, you want to have another message. Again, this is the preview to the whole entire message. This is what they're gonna see first, and that is business related with the 3 fire emojis. That always is the best open rate, because when they see that first message, it's just gonna say personal, and it's just gonna say, hey, @influencer. That's all it's gonna say, and they're most likely not gonna respond. But if they see the opening message is business related, that's gonna get their attention. But let's say they're super busy, they get a lot of DMs. I know in my case that happens all the time. Then you wanna comment on the most recent post. So the same exact formula, just saying, hey, @influencer, I just sent you a DM about a paid promotion inquiry. Please check your messages. Now, the best way to work with larger influencers and personal page influencers is always through email, because they just get a lot less emails than they do DMs. So when you're emailing an influencer, I recommend having an automated sequence. I typically like to send 4 emails because most people don't read the first one and they'll respond on the second or third follow-up. It happens all the time when I'm doing this. But with the first email, I'm just simply pitching them. I'm telling them about my brand. I'm telling them about the deal, asking them what are their rates. And then the follow-up emails are the same thing, just reiterating the same stuff. So when we actually get into what these emails look like, let's actually get into one of them so you can see as an example. So this is what I love to send. Hey, would you like to become a brand ambassador as the subject line? And then, hey, first name of influencer, my name's Ethan, I'm from Miami. My brand is famous and it's based in Miami as well. We admire the work and dedication you've done to cultivate your audience, blah, 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 blah. I know your followers are gonna love our pyramids, our baby blankets, whatever you're selling. So we're wondering if you'd like to partner with us for financial compensation, because they're wondering what's in it for me with them. So you got to tell them immediately it's for financial compensation. We'll also give you a 15% discount coupon to give to your followers. So you're just giving them some more street cred, more love with their followers and connection. So let me know what you think. And that is exactly what I like to do for the first email. Now, if you want my full sequence, message me the word email on Instagram or Facebook, and I'll send you the whole entire thing for free. Sorry, I had to get a little peanut butter protein action. And if you guys are enjoying this video, feel free to leave a like down below, subscribe for more. But let's get into what happens when the influencer actually responds. Now, when this does happen, not everyone's gonna respond back to you. Usually the response rate's around 30 to 50%. But when it does happen and they send you the prices and they send you the rates, the next thing we talked about is you need to know the analytics, where the audience is from, and the age. So for that, I just send this message right here. Awesome, can you screenshot the blank, blank, blank analytics from a recent post? Now, the last part of getting the analytics from a recent post, I make sure it's a post that's been up for around 16 to 24 hours or however long I'm gonna be running my ad for. Now, if I'm gonna be running my ad for 8 hours, then I wanna find a post that's around 8 hours long. So you can actually know what to expect of how many impressions you're gonna get. So you're gonna go through their profile, and I'll just show you a quick example. There's actually someone I'm negotiating with right now that responded to our message. So basically what we did is they asked us what our ad is gonna be. I sent it to them. I asked them the questions, really short and simple. Then I sent them a post from 24 hours ago, because they only do 24-hour posts. So now I know once they send me the analytics from this, how many impressions I'm gonna get. So it's really, really, really simple. Now after this, you wanna understand, okay, how long should I be really getting an ad if they have different time options? Now, not everyone's just gonna have 2-hour posts, 4-hour posts. In this case, with this influencer, they just do 24 hours, but with a lot of influencers, they will give you a different price guide for different hours. Now, for me, most of your ad will get seen by, I would say, 80% of the audience in the first 4 to 8 hours. So don't overspend for a 24-hour ad or a 48-hour ad, a week ad. You don't really need all of that. Just stick to around 8 to 24 hours. Now, when it comes to getting a link in bio, that is an absolute must. You need to have a place for their audience to go. And the easiest way to do that is just saying, hey, click the link in my bio. So if you have to pay an extra $2, $10, whatever it is, definitely do it. It is worth the investment. And if you're doing stories, make sure you get a story with a swipe up link. Have to get the swipe up link. If it's an extra $5, go ahead and do it. Now, with our next sort of interest, we want to keep in mind that once we get the analytics and once we verify, okay, this is the right audience, they got all the things we're looking for, we need to come up with a target price in our mind. So if somebody, for instance, gets around 10K impressions for 8-hour posts, we want to say, okay, my target price is around $20 to $50. So maybe for you it's $35, maybe it's $40, whatever it is, it depends on the niche, but you need to get a target price in your mind for when you're getting into the next step. This one bargaining hack will help you get cheap influencer deals that you can make tons of money on for your e-com business. Now, this is called the Ackerman system. This is famous by Chris Voss, who is a former FBI hostage negotiator. If you haven't taken his masterclass, I highly recommend it. Now, basically, once we have the target price that we're aiming for with our influencer, let's say they get 30,000 impressions on a post and we're willing to pay $100. That's our target price we want to pay. Once we use the Ackerman system, we want our first offer to be 65% of our target price. So in this instance, $65. Now, there is a way to send this offer. There is a way to message it before you actually send your first offer, but this is how you want to do it. Your first offer being 65%, then you start negotiating, the influencer knocks the price down, you thank them for knocking the price down, then you say, hey, I want to give you a better offer. How about $85? And in most cases, the influencer will take the second offer. I've honestly never had to actually get to the third offer because it works so freaking well when you have the right messaging before saying your offer, and we'll get into that. Then the third offer is going to be 95% of your desired price. And the fourth offer is very optional. It's the I'm giving you everything plus the shirt on my back. It's a $97 offer. So it's just an odd number. Now, before we send back our offer, you're gonna get the analytics back from the influencer. So once you get that back, this is what you say. Awesome, so I have a price in mind and I'm willing to give you the number, but I am on a tight budget and I don't want to upset you. So this is really, you're trying to lower their expectations. It's a lot of psychological stuff going on here in these very few messages. So you're gonna say, I'm on a tight budget and the number is gonna be low. So you're lowering their expectations and then you finally say, and I got a feeling when I give you the price, it's gonna make you really angry and the last thing I wanna do is offend you. So I'm scared to give you the price. And when you do this, the psychological effect it has on that influencer, because the one thing they're asking themselves is, what the hell is this offer gonna be? Do they want me to work for them for free? I mean, they're gonna think of all the worst case scenarios out there. So then when you actually give them their offer of 65% or $65 or whatever it is, they're gonna be relieved. They're gonna be like, oh my God, it really wasn't that bad. I mean, come on, dude. I think you might've been, lowering our expectations a little too much. But when you do this, you'll be amazed of how low you can negotiate the price just by saying, I'm on a tight budget, I don't want to offend you, but the number is going to be low. So you're being a straight shooter and the curiosity is going to eat them alive. They're going to beg you to get that offer. So once the influencer asks for your offer, this is what you're gonna say. I'm currently on a tight budget, so I can do $65. I can do $30 for a whatever post you want. So let's say you're trying to get an 8-hour post. So you might say, I'm currently on a tight budget, so I can do $50 for an 8-hour post in link in bio. Whatever it is applicable based on the different scenarios. So just plug and play with this formula right here. After you do this, sometimes the influencer will actually accept because they're just so relieved that you didn't say $0 or $5 or $2 or that, you'll do it for commission only. You get a certain percentage of the sales, which no one likes. They want to have some certainty and some guarantees. Now, when you do this, a lot of them will accept, but a lot of them will decline as well, saying, okay, I can't do that. You're going to have to do better than that, etc., etc. But you do not budge from your number until they lower theirs. So if they said it's $65 for that 4-hour post and you offer them $30, they need to lower it to $60 to $55. They need to lower their number before you change up your offer and send a higher number. You do not budge until they do. Once they do, then you say, okay, I'm sorry about the low offer. I can see that I offended you. You're asking for a reasonable price and I'm being ridiculous. Once you say that message, they'll lower their number and then you say, thank you. Congratulate them on negotiating. It's a little bit of a business relationship going on here, back and forth. It's like a tennis match. So you got to congratulate them, make them feel like, hey, you're doing me a solid here. Thank you so much. That was very generous of you and I really appreciate it. Then after you say that message, you say, I apologize. I am working on a tight budget, but I want to give you a better offer. What about $85? What about 85% of target price? And 9 out of 10 times, that's going to seal the deal right there and you'll get an amazing price. And I've been able to use this when I've negotiated with employees, when I've done influencer deals. It's amazing how powerful this formula is. So let's do it live. All right, gang, so it's been a few days and we finally got back some influencer messages. Now, before you get into negotiating, just know you can test a bunch of different messages to see what works for you. You don't have to just copy and paste, do exactly what I say in my template. So let's take a look at some of these negotiations. So first off, dogs and puppies, going straight up to the top. What are your promo rates? Keeping it simple. They say 20 euros for a post with link in bio, blah, 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 blah. We get the screenshot of their audience location, very simple. And then I asked them how much for a 3-day post, stories and link in bio, because I just wanted them to increase the price a little bit so I can actually negotiate it down, because negotiating 20 euros to 12 euros is really not that impressive. So when we scroll down, they do 50 euros and I say, hey, I'm on a tight budget. Can I do 20 euros? And I do the exact script, but sometimes they're not willing to negotiate, and that's just the reality of life. This isn't a 100% foolproof method. It does happen where some people are really stubborn, but I was able to negotiate it down to 40 euros just by saying, hey, would you want to negotiate with me a little bit? So that's one example right here. Let's go to the next one where I just do the exact same sort of messaging sequence. Yeah, can you screenshot the audience location? They do. Bada bing, bada boom. How much is it for a 3-day post on both with link in bio? They say $95. And then we say, got you. Well, I do have a price in mind based on your analytics, and I'm using the exact script, word for word, Ackerman system, and I got a feeling when I give you this price, it's gonna make you angry, and the last thing I wanna do is offend you. He says, how much would that be? I say, I'm currently on a tight budget, so I can do 50. He says, I can't really do 50, but he negotiates down from 95 to 65. So in that situation, you want to thank them. You obviously want to say, thank you so much for lowering your price. I can tell you're working with me. And then you would do something like $55, $60, something in between, just so that you can just finally agree upon it. Because you don't have to just straight up say 65 and then done. You can definitely negotiate a little bit more there. Now getting into the next one we got right here, same exact scenario. I believe what he was quoting me was $40 for the post and story. And then I wanted to lower it to 20. And he says yes. So right there, my first offer, which was 65% of my desired price, was accepted. So you can tell right here, this system does work. It takes some trial and error. Sometimes people will be willing to negotiate and sometimes people won't. But you can definitely practice some different ways of negotiating. Like right here, baby's luxury. I told him exactly what I wanted and I just said, hey, can we do this for 20 bucks? And I believe his price was 35. So right there, saving almost 50% off just by saying that I'm on a tight budget and I want to save some money. So guys, definitely feel free to negotiate with influencers. Use whatever script you think works best for you. You can definitely mix it up. It doesn't have to be this complex, but the questions I believe are some things that you need to be implementing because you need to know the numbers in order to come up with the right price for that influencer. So once you strike up a deal with that influencer that's about to make you a bag, you need to send them the ad copy or the caption for your ad. Now, you're not really gonna do a whole lot of selling. You can talk about a sale, you can talk about a discount code, but you're not gonna talk about benefits in this ad copy. What you wanna do is keep it short, keep it simple, because your video or photo is what's gonna do all the selling. So don't really overdo it with your caption. So for my first example, get yourself these types of products. Get yourself these crystal pyramids, get yourself these rugs, these blankets, whatever you're selling with the link in my bio, only 24 left in stock. Get yours before they sell out. So that just has some urgency saying, hey, there's limited supply available, so you need to click the link in my bio to get this before we run out because they're gonna sell out soon. So the next one, following a very similar framework, you can get your own crystal pyramid. You can get your own toy, whatever, on sale with the link in my bio. 20% sale and soon. Get yours before it's too late. So again, having urgency, have the call to action. Really, that's all you want to do. Don't keep it super long. There's no reason because people aren't going to read it. They're going to check out your video ad or your photo ad from that influencer, and that's really it. They're going to read the caption just to know what to do next. And then the final one, link in bio to get your crystal pyramid before our special sale ends. Use discount code SAVE10, crystal10, whatever it is to save 10% off. And you can do a bigger discount if you would like. It's up to you, but these are the main ad copies that work the best with niche page influencers. And boom, shakalaka, that is all you need to know when it comes to negotiating with influencers. God dang, I'm tired. I'm drawn out. This took multiple days to film. I can't believe I've given you all the sauce. Do you know what kind of power that you have in your hands right now? You can scale stores from 0 to 6 figures off of the information I've just given you. So go out there, young Padawan. Use this information wisely and conquer the world. But if you need any additional support and you would like to have a step-by-step blueprint to going from 0 to 10K a month, like my students Malika, Tyler, and so many more, all you gotta do is click the link down below to book a call with my team so that we can talk to you about your dropshipping store and tell you what problems you're facing, how to solve them, and how we can help you scale to $1,000 a day. So if you're interested in talking with my team and getting some feedback on your store, or if you're getting started and want some advice, click that link down below, book a call, and we'll see you soon.